Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Mariam, for the introduction. On behalf of the ENA OR Society and the UAE ORN chapter board team, I would like to thank our guest speakers for their valuable contribution and for supporting our societies in advancing safety and excellence in surgical care. I would like also to extend my gratitude to everyone who joined us today for this webinar and took the time to engage and learn with us. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to invite all the perioperative nurses across the UAE to join our society so together we can continue to enhance collaboration, share knowledge, and advance perioperative practices for safer surgical outcome. Today in my presentation, we'll review perioperative essential competencies and common challenges in leading an effective surgical timeout process, and explore evidence-based strategies, education initiatives, and capacity-building approach that enhance compliance, teamwork, and patient safety in the operating room. We all know that operating room is one of the highest risk environment in healthcare, where a single misstep can have irreversible consequences. Within this environment, the perioperative nurse play a critical role in safeguarding the patient journey. The surgical timeout is not a formality. It's the final structured safety barrier before incision. It ensures that the entire team pause, align, and verify critical patient and procedural information. When perioperative nurses are well prepared, confident, and knowledgeable, they become the key drivers of safety culture. Their role goes beyond task execution. They actively shape communications, vigilance, and accountability in the OR. After all, safety in OR is not a task. It's a clinical culture led by perioperative nurses. Having explored the critical role of the perioperative nurses in surgical safety, we now turn to one of their most essential responsibilities in the OR, ensuring safety during the surgical timeout process. The perioperative nurse play a critical coordinating role during the timeout process. And this is, as you know, the final opportunity to confirm that every detail is correct before the surgical incision begins. Beyond checking documentation, the nurse ensures that the entire team is engaged and actively participating. The OR nurse also acts as the communication bridge, ensuring that everyone is involved and ensuring that any discrepancy, no matter how small, is identified and resolved immediately. This moment is essential because once the incision is made, many errors become irreversible. Timeout, again, is the last defense before harm occurs. A major challenge in perioperative nursing education is the lack of consistent and standardizing training across healthcare system. Many nurses enter the OR with different level of training and experience in perioperative practices, especially in our region where we have a big diversity workforce. Not all nurses are up to date with the latest guidelines, best practices, and new technologies like the AI tools that we use in healthcare. The limited use of simulation-based learning reduced opportunity to practice high-risk scenarios, such as timeout communication failures. Also, the top-down OR structures may make nurses feel less comfortable speaking up or raising safety concern, even when patient safety is at risk. Heavy workloads limit time for continuous learning and skills development. And there is also limited investment in perioperative education and unclear career pathway, which can affect professional growth and retention. As a result, there is a big gap between what nurses learn in theory and what they apply in real practices. So strategies that can support building a strong perioperative nurses workforce begin with investing in continuous education and professional development for the entire OR team, as this forms the foundation for a safe and effective surgical care. To support this foundation, standardization, specifically in our education, is critical to ensure that we are on the same page, ensuring consistency in core competency and enabling new staff to integrate safely and effectively into the operating group environment. Once this baseline is established, and education must be enhanced through alignment with the global best practices such AORN guidelines and hospital policies. And this will ensure that the best care is done with the delivering of evidence-based practices with high quality of care. In addition, we need simulation-based training that play a critical role by allowing nurses to practice real-life OR scenarios in controlled and safe environment, thereby enhancing clinical judgment, teamwork, and response to complex situations. And to further advance clinical excellence, professional certification such CNOR is highly valuable as it validates competencies and builds knowledge and confidence in perioperative decision-making. Alongside this, it's essential that our nurses develop a strong understanding of a quality improvement and risk management principle, since these are directly linked to patient safety and surgical outcome. Finally, we need to engage our nurses in our KPIs, tracking such as timeout, compliance, and infection prevention indicator. Reinforcing accountability encourages ownership and actively involve them in improving clinical performance and outcome. After all, we need to develop perioperative nurses to be a clinical safety leader, but not a task performer. In the MEA region, perioperative nurses have access to clear pathway for advancing their practices and career development. Through the Compass Health Consultancy, the exclusive provider of AORN certification training program in the region. These certified programs foster perioperative excellence at every stage, from Periop 101 for entry-level OR nurses to CNOR certification for advanced competency and leadership. Also, they support excellence in perioperative safety and quality of care and the development of competencies in quality improvement, risk management, and OR performance optimization. To further support professional development, a special 30% discount is offered today for all perioperative nursing attending this webinar. When perioperative nurses are well-trained, competent, and empowered, the impact on surgical safety is significant. Compliance with the timeout improve, turning the process into a meaningful patient safety activity rather than a routine procedure. Skilled nurses enhance communication with the OR team, ensuring that potential errors are identified early and correct before harm occurs. This leads to a stronger situational awareness among all team members and significantly reduce the risk of preventable surgical events such as wrong side surgery. Beyond technical outcome, skilled perioperative nurses continue to be a strong and provide a strong culture of patient safety where speaking up is encouraged and valued. This ultimately improves patient outcome and enhance overall surgical quality performance. At the end, skilled nurse transform timeout into a life-saving safety intervention. In conclusion, the perioperative nurse is not just a participant in the surgical process. They are a key leader in ensuring patient safety. The timeout should never be viewed as a routine checklist, but rather as a critical leadership moment where the entire surgical team aligned for patient safety. Investing in education, certifications such as Periop 101, CNOR, and more, adherence to AORN standards, and engagement in quality and risk management all contribute to improving perioperative nursing practice. When healthcare organizations invest in developing their OR team, they directly improve patient outcome, reduce error, and enhance surgical quality. After all, a strong perioperative nursing workforce create a culture where safety, accountability, and teamwork are embedded in every surgical procedure. And we need always to remember that patient safety in surgery begin with the competent and empowered perioperative nurses like you. Thank you so much for your attention. And Mariam, the floor is yours.